Okay, class, good afternoon again. Welcome to the part 2 of the review of linear equations and linear inequalities. Yung first video natin, okay na. Na-process na sa YouTube. Pero sabay ko na lang silang i-upload sa Google Classroom natin. So for this video, we're going to discuss naman the linear inequalities. Okay. Is it recording? Wait lang. Yeah, it is recording pala. Okay, class. So, ayun, discuss natin. Same lang din with the first video. No? We have 3 topics here. Katulad lang nung sa linear equation. So, it's just for this video, inequalities naman siya. Sige, basahin ko na lang. Diretso ka. Okay. Linear inequalities in one variable. So, ganun lang din siya. We only have one variable here. But instead of an equal sign, what we see is what we're going to see are inequality symbols. And those are less than, greater than, less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. Okay. So let me read pala muna kasi may mga importanteng reminders dito. An inequality is a statement formed by placing an inequality symbol between numeral and variable expression. An inequality containing a variable is called an open sentence inequality. And the solution set of such inequality is the set of all values of the variables that make the inequality a true statement. Ayan, sige, it would all make sense a little later once we discuss the problems and the examples. Just as with equations, we perform operation on inequalities that produce a simplified equivalent inequality. We can perform essentially the same operation on inequalities that we perform in equations. It's just like what I said earlier. So class, please take note of this last sentence. That if we multiply and divide a negative integer to both sides of the inequality, we have to reverse the order of the inequality symbol. Okay? So for example, ang value ng ating x is negative. Let's say negative x is greater than 2. Siyempre, hindi naman pwedeng yung final answer natin is negative x is greater than 2. So it should be multiplied by negative 1 para maging positive yung x. So once we do that, after we did that, mababago na yung sign. It's the opposite na. So magiging ano na siya. Kung kanina is negative x is greater than 2, then it's going to be x is less than 2. Ayan. So may example naman dito. So makikita natin yan. Okay, so let's proceed for this first topic now with the first example. 7x minus 8 is less than 4x plus 7. So yung pagsusolve natin, ganun pa din. Ganun pa din. As long na wala dyang negative x or negative y sa dulo, same lang siya ng pag-compute ng equation. So ganun pa din kung ano yung diniscuss natin sa first video. And then you'll get a value of 3x is less than 15. Divide both sides of the inequality by 3. So you have x is lesser than 5. Okay, so paano yung graph? Ayan. So ito ang kaibahan. Sa inequality, may graph tayo sa lahat ng natin, ng solution natin. Ayan. So paano siya i-graph? X is lesser than 5. Since x siya, we refer only to x-axis. Kaya horizontal lang to. But if this is y, dapat naka-vertical yung line natin. So sabi dito, x is less than 5 or lesser than 5. So we have here the x-axis, the horizontal line. And then we put the numbers. Yan, mag-start tayo sa 5. Of course, nandito. Since we're talking about numbers here which are less than 5, kaya pakaliwa. Pakaliwa yung direction natin. Unlike kung this is greater than, pakanan naman. since ang pinag-uusapan natin are numbers that are lesser than 5, we have to put here an arrow. Kasi kung wala kang arrow dyan, parang nililimitahan mo na lang na yung numbers that are lesser than 5 are only available to these numbers. So para di na siya humaba, we just put an arrow here to signify na all other numbers, all other negative numbers are lesser than 5, going on that direction. Okay? So ganun lang class. So make sure na equal yung mga ano nila, distancing nila. And then, basahin ko, the solution includes all the points on the number line less than 5, but not including 5. So the hollow point shows that 5 is not part of the solution. Okay, so ganun lang class kasimple, no? Ito yung ating equation, ito yung ating example na inequality. So this is how you solve it. This is the solution, and then this is the graph. Simple as that. Okay, so we proceed to the second example. So this one fraction naman siya. Solvent graph y minus 3 over 4 minus 1 is greater than or equal to y over 2. Ayan, so familiar na tayo dito based on the first video. So in here now, what the solution does is minultiply natin. Minultiply yung both sides of the inequality by 4. Ayan. Multiply by 4, ay di cross out mo lang to, retain to, magiging negative 4. Dito naman, pag minultiply mo to by 4, magiging 4y over 2, which is 2y. Ayan, ito class yung example. Kung makikita nyo dito, ang answer natin is negative y is greater than or equal to 7. And then following the rules na if we multiply and divide negative integer to both sides of the inequality, we have to reverse the order of the inequality symbol. Ayan. So ito yung example natin. So negative y is greater than 7. Hindi naman pwede ng final answer mo is negative is ganito. So we have to multiply this by negative 1. Kaya naging siya. Y is lesser than or equal to 7. Ayan. So same with the first example, ganun din ang solution. Ayan. Basahin natin to, no? The solution includes all the points more than 7, including 7, since the inequality symbol is lesser than or less than or equal to. So, ayun class, no? So, konting observation. Ibig sabihin, whether the inequality symbol on the given inequality to solve is ganito, kung less than or lesser than or equal to, pareho lang sila ng solution. Okay? So, yan. So, that's it for the linear inequalities in one variable. Proceed tayo sa next topic, linear inequalities in two variables. Ayan, mas mabilis ito kasi yung mga proseso na i-discuss na natin sa first video. So, dito, magre-refer na lang tayo on those video. Hindi na natin siya kailangang ulit-ulitin. Okay, let me read the context here. An inequality that can be written as ax plus by is less than c, ax plus by is greater than c, and so on, where a, b, and c are real numbers and a and b are not both 0, are called linear inequalities in two variables. Okay. The solution set of linear inequality in two variables is the subset of the plane, consisting all points where coordinates satisfy the inequality. So it would make sense a little later, no? Dun sa solution. Okay, so paano yung pag-solve ng linear inequalities in two variables? So meron tayong guide dito. Una, replace the inequality symbol by an equal sign. So we're going to solve it as if this is an equation. Number 2, graph the corresponding line. If the symbol of the inequality is less than or greater than, use a dash line to indicate that the line is not part of the solution set. So when we say dash line, yun yung putol-putol na line. Kasi nga, ibig sabihin, yung line na yun, hindi siya part ng solution. Kaya naka-dash siya. Pero kung lesser than or equal to, at saka greater than or equal to, sangguhit lang din. Parang equation lang. Okay? Then last, choose any point that do not lie on the line. If possible, 0 and 0, and substitute its coordinate to the given inequality. If the point satisfies the inequality, all the points on the same half plane is the solution set of the inequality. Otherwise, the solution is the half plane not containing the test point. It would all make sense a little later with the example and the solution. Okay, so we do example number 1. 3x plus 2y is lesser than or equal to 6. Ayan, so based on the guide, ang una mong ang agawin is you have to replace the inequality symbol by an equal sign. So magiging ganito siya. And then we do it as if we're just solving linear equations in 2 variables. So same lang siya, class. So yun. Dahil nga ganun yung procedure, yung intercept method, whereas we assume the value of x and y as 0, and then magkakaroon tayo ng makukuhang values ng coordinates. Once we get that, we plot the points. Once we plot the points, edi connect lang the points, and then ito na siya. Yung solution set, ito na siya. So, sa class, sa linear equations in 2 variables, hanggang dito lang yung solution natin. Pero dito, sa linear inequalities in 2 variables, hindi lang ganun yung solution natin. Mas pa siya? Mas may kasunod pa. Kasi nga, ang sabi dito, kailangan natin siyang i-test if the inequality is true. Ito, sige. Okay, ganito ha. So, yung ganitong procedure, same lang ito nung sa, sa equation. Then we follow this one. Using the origin as a testing point, we have to prove if the inequality is true. Yung pag sinabi natin origin, class, that is 0, 0 ha. Ayan, so di ba ito yung natin, original na inequality, 3x plus 2y is lesser than or equal to 6. Check natin. Ayan. We have to prove that kung totoo talaga siya. So by converting x and y as 0, ang makukuha natin, 0 is lesser than or equal to 6. Ang tanong, is it true or false? That is true. 0 is lesser than or equal to 6. So that is true. Ngayon, kung true siya, may kasunod na solution. Ito yung class. Class, just to review, pina-follow natin tong guide on solving the linear inequalities in 2 variables. So yan yung guide natin pag solve. Ayan. So ganyan na nangyari. After nito, mayroon pa tayong testing point. Ayan. At dahil true yung ating inequality in which 0 is lesser than or equal to 6. Oh God, what's going on? Alis ko muna dyan. Oh my God, ayaw umalis. Dahil true siya, ang gagawin natin daw, basahin ko na lang. We got a true statement. Therefore, the solution set is the half plane containing the origin. How to do that? Diba, ito yung graph natin. This is the same with the graph earlier. It's just wala siyang mga ganyang faded area. Dahil true siya, diba ito yung origin natin, 0, 0. Yun yung ginamit natin pang test. Dahil totoo na 0 is less than or equal to 6. Therefore, itong part na to, part na yan is, yan yung solution set ng ating inequality. Kaya, ang final answer nyo is this one. Meron siyang ganyan. May shaded. At dahil yung ating inequality symbol is less than or equal to, nakikita niyo yung line niya, buo. Hindi siya dash line. Kasi kung ang dyan, sabihin natin less than. 0 is less than 6, which is true. So, dapat naka-dash line siya. Okay? So, yun guys, simple as that. Ganun lang yung pag-solve dito sa linear equations in two variables. Sige, for the sake of discussion, discuss natin yung kasunod. So this one, may fraction siya. 1/2 x plus y is greater than 4. Yan, we do the intercept method. So dito, sinimplify muna natin. You multiply by 2, kaya naging x plus 2y equals 8. And then using the intercept method, ito na yung ating mga points, intercepts. And then pilat, ito na siya, tsaka ito. Ayan, since ang ating inequality symbol from the original example is greater than, ayan siya, dash line. Again, hindi pa siya tapos. We have to check it if the inequality is true or false. Balik tayo sa original equation. 1/x plus y is greater than 4. Substitute both the variables to 0. So it's going to be 0 is greater than 4. Is it true or false? Of course not. Of course false. 0 is not greater than 4. So therefore, hindi pa pwede yung katulad nito. Dapat pakabila. 0 is greater than 4. Asa na yan? Yeah, that's true since hindi siya since this is not true, yung pag-shade natin pakabila, hindi kasama yung origin. Kaya kung titingin tayo sa next page, ayun. So ito ang ating final answer. We got a false statement, so the solution set is the half plane not containing 0, 0. Ayan, that's it class. So yan yung ating discussion for linear inequalities in two variables. Okay, so last topic for this video, system of inequalities in one or two variables. So this is just the same with linear equations. Yung huli. Yeah, this is just the same with system of linear equations. It's just we apply lang dito kung ano yung procedure ng system ng dun sa first two topics na diniscuss in this video. So pagsasama-samahin lang natin siya class. Okay, let me read. Combination of at least two inequalities in one or more variables which require a simultaneous solution is called a system of inequalities. Kasi kanina, system of linear equation. To solve a system of inequalities means to find the ordered pairs which will satisfy all the conditions imposed on the variable. The solution set is also known as the feasible region. And so, sige class, it will be clear a little later with example. So dito class, no, unlike in linear equation in which we are solving it through algebraic and graphical method, dito graphical method lang yung solution natin. Walang substitution or elimination method. So, mas madali. Magka-graph lang. Okay, so look at the example. Ito yung ating example. X minus 1 is greater than or equal to 1. Tapos x plus y is greater than or equal to 3. So take the corresponding equations. Palitan mo lang yung inequality symbol into an equal sign. And then we use the intercept method. Ito na yung mga coordinates natin. Once we have that, we graph them. We graph them ganito. So dito class, no, this is the application of the linear inequalities in one or two variables. Kaya ganun na sa kabilis, in-apply lang yung procedure. Tinest, ito, look at this. 0 is less than or equal to 1. That is true. Right? So therefore, yung origin, part siya ng solution set. Kaya pa ganun. On the other hand, yung pangalawang inequality natin, 0 is less than or equal to 3. Ayan. So, that is also true. Kaya yung kanyang solution set is paganyan. Okay, again, paki-remind. We have here an inequality symbol of less than or equal to. Kaya yung guhit buo. But if that is if that is only greater than, I mean less than pareho, naka-dash dapat yan. Okay. Ngayon class, hindi pa ito tapos dito. Kasi nga, ano na siya eh. This is a system of inequalities na in one or two variables. Whereas, kailangan natin pagsamahin yung dalawa. Dalawa siya. So, ibig sabihin, hindi ito yung final answer natin dito. Dapat magkasama silang dalawa sa isang Cartesian plane. So, if we're gonna do that, ito siya. That's the final answer. Okay. So, using your imagination, ayan, from here, pinagsama, ganun. So, ang solution set dyan is this one, diba? Yung shaded part. Okay, so last na class for this video, another example. So this one, no, hindi na niya diniscuss lahat. Kasi nga, ulit-ulit lang naman. So if you will follow the same instructions or the same solution like what we did in the previous topics, no, ito yung magiging outcome niya. So ano na lang, please do that on your own to check if that is really true. Of course, that would be true. No? So yun class. That wraps up the discussion for system for linear inequalities. So almost same lang siya. Ayan. So stop ko na yung video, then upload ko sa YouTube, then upload ko sa Google Classroom. So yun no, sabay nito, mag-upload na rin ako ng activity. Just you can watch this video for extra discussion from me, extra guidance na rin. Pero kung nagtitipid kayo sa load, syempre, di ba? You can study it on your own naman. Okay? Pero I would appreciate it if you would watch this video first. Okay, so I'm gonna stop this na. How to do this? Ayun. Stop the recording.